Okay guys, let's go. Okay, we'll go in here. Could be a good place to stop. Have a bit of a talk. Just down here under this bridge. No one here apart from a duck. Wow. Water's been up here. Thanks for tuning in to Channel Day. Just thought I'd pull up here and just have a little bit of a talk to you about oil changes and when to change the oil on this new Classic 350 Reborn. So if you had one of the old versions, the UCE 500s, a good idea was to do an oil change at 200 kilometres with a filter change, 500, then at 1,000, and then I'd do one at around about 3,000 k's. And the reason being, I found those UCE motors really, say, roughly put together. Like, there was no care in how they assembled the motor, a lot of rubbish in the motor. Always when you did an oil change for the first few changes, there was a lot of metal filings, gasket residue, what else was there, some sort of cotton material, what they'd used when they'd assembled the motor on their gloves, and it picked it up and put it through it. And sometimes it took 3 or 4 cycles before you actually had it cleaned out good enough to say, well, the motor's a bit cleaner now than what it was. But here's what I found out about the new Classic 350 Reborn if you're out there on the market and you're thinking of buying one. So first off, when I purchased this Halcyon Grey, I did an oil drop at 200 kilometres, and I also did a filter with it, and then took it up to the 500k mark and then completed the other part of the oil filter cycle there. So that was all right. On both occasions I found the motor fairly clean, or really clean. So when I got the green version, or the Marsh Grey, I decided I'll go from scratch, ride it up to 500 kilometres and then do the oil drop. So yesterday, after I'd done that church run 2 days earlier, yesterday I come out here, did a 30-kilometre lap, come back, and then did the oil drop, and I decided to do the oil drop and put a filter in at the same time. Now what surprised me, with 500 kilometres on the clock, that engine on the Grey was as clean inside as what I expected when I did oil changes on a Honda. So it was really clean in there, absolutely no metal in the tray, no other rubbish in the tray, and just an excessively clean drop. So what I can confidently say after this would be, if you're on the market and you've got one of these Classic 350 Reborn and you're wondering when you should do the oil change, once I would have said do it at 200, but now I know the motor's that clean, you don't have to worry about that sort of thing, and you can just go straight into it, run it to the 500 kilometres, and after that, you know, get the oil change, and I suppose after that you could run it to 2,000 or 3,000 and then get the other one done at 6,000. So that's just a little bit of an update there, which you might find helpful, because if you would have asked me earlier on the other bikes, it's definitely essential 200, 500, 1,000, then do one at 3,000 just to try to clean the motors out. But once again, not the case with this one. Now the other thing is, there's going to be a video coming out shortly where I'm going to put either 8 or 10 of the best accessories so far for this particular bike, the 350 Reborn. Now the accessories, what you're going to see come out in the clip, are ones what I would recommend, not ones just to fill it like a Christmas tree. Like, you know, I had a CT125 once, and I think I fitted up with 21 accessories, and a lot of those are just lookers. But what I'm going to do a clip shortly, and not only am I going to do this clip on the 8 or 10 accessories, the green one's been stripped back to bare, like a factory, and I'm going to just show you what the procedure is, fitting each accessory, where to buy them from, where I think it's a good price to buy them from, and if they're worth them, and I'm going to rank them from 1 to 8 or 1 to 10, and then you'll get an idea whether or not it's worth your trouble to buy any of those things. So that could save you some dollars long term, going out spending your money and buying the wrong one. So apart from that, nice day out here today, and because of all the rain we've had here, the last time I was here I had to walk really right down into this sort of causeway here, right next to the bridge, and I end up walking around on that point there to the right. But we've had that much rain here lately, and the rain's coming through. You can see that it's sort of really packing it down there. I don't know if I can get a better look here. You have to be careful now, because there's been a lot of reports of brown snakes in the area being sort of shook out of their part hibernation for the winter, because of the floodwaters come up and hit the areas where they had sort of decided to rest for the next few months. So there's been quite a few of them out at the moment, moving around, so they say. They've been reporting them everywhere. But as you can see, a fair bit of water down that way. It's a real pretty spot, this. I'm only about less than 10 minutes from home, so it's a good place to come. Actually, this is the same spot a few months back I got bit by the European wasp. When I put my helmet on the ground like over there, and I had it over here, and the wasp went into it, and I put the helmet on, and it crawled down the back of your neck, and I was in a bit of agony for a few days after that. But we don't have to worry about that, because it's a bit cold for the wasps now and they're not about. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. This is just a quick clip, and next time we'll be talking about those 10 best features in accessories you can put on one of these 350. Plus, you've got an idea now, if you've got one of these, if you should change the oil early. I would say as it is now, don't worry about it. Just a recap, don't worry about it, right at the 500. Get all your stuff done then. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. Catch you later.